Welcome to the Sunday Disheveled Look. Hey guys, welcome back. I'd love to say it was a rough Saturday night, but unfortunately I can't. This is just the way you look when you get old like me. Want to talk today about a couple of stocks that have recently had earnings reports, mainly Telus and Fortis. Stick around. So it just happens to also be Super Bowl Sunday, so who you got? Comment down below and let me know who your pick is for tonight's game. Apparently it's Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team, also known as Kansas City Chiefs, playing against the San Francisco 49ers. And for me, I'm actually in a bit of a bind here because I ultimately really don't like the Chiefs very much, just for various reasons. But the fact that Taylor Swift is making some people's heads explode out there, completely needlessly, as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't be overly upset if they won. At the same time, I would love to see Christian McCaffrey get his first Super Bowl ring. So I'm on kind of sort of rooting for the 49ers. But if Kansas City wins, it's not the end of the world. And I love seeing people melt down over something completely unrealistic. In any case, back to stocks. Telus, just recently announced a quarterly earnings report. And of note, their stock over the last year, throughout 2023 and a little bit of 2022, is down about 25% from its highs in 2022. And it makes it pretty attractive from a perspective of, I've always said, big, large corporations, big, large companies that continue to grow and they're expanding their 5G network. Those are the types of companies that are attractive to me. And Telus over the last couple of years has been expanding that 5G network. They've indicated that they have no plans on stopping that expansion. And I thought I read somewhere around 96% of our population will have 5G access available to them from Telus when they're completed this project. So indications that they have no plans on stopping. That's a good sign. It also has increased their segments, or they're kind of branched out. They're not just a phone company anymore. They're not just an internet company anymore. They've got a health services unit, and they've now also got an agriculture and consumer goods unit. I'm just reading off of a report here. Quarterly dividend, 37.61 cents per share every quarter, which at the current price is about a 6.22% yield for your shares. In any case, the quarterly report just released $3.82 billion in revenue, which is up 2.5% from the previous year. And earnings per share of 18 cents versus 17 cents compared to the year before as well. So the Zacks consensus, I'm just reading on Yahoo Finance here, is that they're putting Telus as a hold. And kind of the dilemma for my wife and I is that we have a fair bit of Telus. I have some in my RSP. We both have some in our TFSA. And I wouldn't say it's an overly huge amount. I think all totaled within our total portfolio, it's around 9%. So that's both of our TFSAs and my RSP. So I don't really want to get more, but the dilemma is it's such an attractive price. It's a great dividend, and it's been on a bit of a run of the increase in the dividend as well. Do I get more? I really don't want to hit or go over that 9% threshold and get up too high. Because a lot of things I've read is diversification is a good thing. So a bit of a dilemma for us there. Do we get more? Do we stand with what we have? But for those of you out there that don't have Telus, this is really a good time to get in. I know just on the announcement of the earnings, I believe it went up around 70 cents on late in the week on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So good stock to have a look at. Not a buy recommendation from me at all. I always tell you do your own due diligence and look at what you're look at for yourself. Make your own decisions on what you want to get into. But for us, pretty solid company, pretty good growth still happening, and I firmly believe it's going to be one that's around for quite a while. And just another comment before I leave about the percentage of Telus that's in our total portfolio. Another thing that I've noticed over the last little bit with Manulife and with Alimentation Couche-Tard doing so well, both of them going on a fair bit of a run of late, that has increased the percentage of both of those as well. I know in the last video or a couple videos back, I talked about the total percentage of each individual stock within our full portfolio. And a while back, both Manulife and Couche-Tard were probably in the 7 or 6.5, 7% range of total value within our portfolio. And both of those have now ballooned up to 9%, a little bit over 9% actually, of our total portfolio as well. And that's one of those things where it's on such a run. Do you take some profits, get out a bit, and put that into other stocks? So far, I've not done that, but we'll see what the next coming months brings, because that might be something to look at in doing. So the other company I want to talk about is Fortis, and you guys are probably very sick of me talking about Fortis. It's just a darling. It's a sweetheart. I love this stock. I guess the only complaint I would always have is that it doesn't always show a ton of growth. And right now it's in a bit of a downswing as far as the capital value of it. Certainly nowhere near us losing money, but when you add in that quarterly dividend of currently 59 cents per share, it's just a fantastic stock. And just a couple of highlights of their announcement. The one thing that really caught my eye and it just blows me away about the enormity of this stock. A line here, it says, we remain in a strong liquidity position to execute our 25 billion with a B, $25 billion capital plan. And, people always say that utility stocks are pretty secure. They're pretty stable. They don't make you a ton of capital growth, but the return via dividends to you, because they are utilities, it's just something so worthwhile to get into. And this is one of those examples. I mean, this has been as high as 7-8% return capital wise for us. Right now, with our average cost base for our stocks, we're both in it as well. It's about 2%. So it's kind of dropped in capital price. But when you add in the dividend takes you back up to 8.5%, 9% return for us, which is a really good, solid company. So $25 billion investment plan, they're not going away anytime soon. And so part of the results that were reported, earnings per share of $3.10, which is 32 cents higher in 2023 than it was in 2022. And so again, just a monstrous stock, dividend king this year. I don't know of any more things that I can say, but other than this is maybe the best stock on the Toronto Stock Exchange as far as longevity and consistency might be the best word. It's not going to make you $1 million in growth, but if you want steady income, this is really one that you should look at. So that's going to wrap it up for today. I got to go doing something with this hair. I don't know what's going on up there, but I appreciate you guys sticking around. As I always say, this has not been investing advice. This is just me analyzing a couple of stocks that my wife and I are in, and encourage you to go and look into them and do your own due diligence. And if they're a fit for you, I think you'll really enjoy the two of them. I thank you guys for hanging out. And as I always ask, if you've enjoyed this video or any of the videos on my site, please do me a biggie and hit that Marksy's Place button and subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified every time I come out with a new video. Thanks very much. Until next time, take care and we'll talk to you soon. Go Niners.